Well, thank you for joining us for another Moab Jeeper video. Today, a little bit different. Rather than a video spot showing you some product, we're going to do a trail video and show Kane Creek, located here in beautiful Moab, Utah. But to do so, we're out here to shoot a movie trailer, or excuse me, a teaser for the Life Off-Road film, which will be a theater release in 2011, 2012. And to do that and help us out on the trail with shooting this video, we're going to join up with Terry Hawks. She is the producer and writer for the film. Now, Terry, tell me about your film. What are we gonna be seeing in the theaters?
Lots and lots of Jeeps, and it's a fun romantic comedy, kind of like Big Fat Greek Wedding with Jeepiness instead of Greekness.
Well, that sounds good, and we'll definitely be looking for that in 2011, 2012. But before we get these Jeeps out on the trail, we need to get them all ready and set to go. So we're going to join up with Jenna, and she's going to explain some of the prep that she's doing for this trail video today. Jenna, could you tell all of our Moab Jeeper viewers what it is that you're doing today to get ready to run Kane Creek?
Well, George, first I have to let some air out of my tires. We probably put it down to 12 to 10 pounds. That way it gives a bigger footprint when you're going over the rocks, and then the tires just kind of roll right over them, and there you have it.
Okay. Now I understand, in addition to getting a larger footprint with your tires, you also need to disconnect your front suspension for articulation. Can you show me what that's all about?
Yeah, let's check that out.
I see you're laying under the Jeep. I'm assuming you haven't been ran over. What are you doing?
I am disconnecting. So what I'm going to do is take this pin out, and then I'm going to pull the bar from the hook here. And what it will do is it will release it so I get more flex when I'm going over these rocks, and make it more comfortable for me. So that's what's going on.
Okay. Well, thank you for demonstrating that, and we'll take a break for the moment, and I'll go find you a hammer so you can get that downlink off the rest of the way.
Perfect. Thanks.
Terry, we all set with going to shoot your teaser?
Oh, we're ready for action.
All right, very good. And Jenna, everything aired down, disconnected, these vehicles ready to rock and roll?
Yep, we're ready to do some wheeling.
All right. So, all our viewership, we will join you out on Kane Creek, and we'll visit the first trail and show you how we get these vehicles through it, and maybe bang up a little bit of sheet metal. We'll see what happens. All right, now we haven't got to the first obstacle out here on Kane's Creek, but we do want to point out this sign. And while it says road may flood, there's a little bit more to this than just the road flooding. This is a canyon. It's very tight. And down here in southern Utah, we can get some rains that may happen tens of miles away. But because of these canyons and these walls, they will flash flood, channeling that water into a small area. So whenever you're heading into Kane Creek or any of these smaller canyons in southern Utah, be aware of what the weather is, not just in your local area, but up north. You don't want to get caught in a flash flood down here. It's serious stuff. you've enjoyed the scenery so far. It's been beautiful, scenic, but it's mostly been just a drive. Well, here we are now. This is our first obstacle. Now, this obstacle tends to favor shorter length vehicles. As you come down, the rear end tends to catch on this side, and then the front end on the longer overhung vehicles catches the nose as you go up. It can be done. Most vehicles will go through, but once you start into it, you want to continue through. You're not really going to come back out of this thing backwards. This is the second most notable obstacle on the trail. Now, this particular one is a bit of a squeeze box. As you can see on your right-hand side of the screen, there's the taller rock, and on the left side of your screen, you can see these step-ups here. Trick to this obstacle is you just kind of squeeze through, hence a squeeze box. Kane Creek is known for having a lot of water crossings, and during the mid of summer, this can be a blast. Just crashing through them, the water spraying up and cooling everybody off after you're just cooking under the sun. However, this year, we seem to be bone dry. We got nothing going on for water. Here it is, the famous Kane Creek River crossings, or creek crossings. It's taken us all day. We're just about to start exiting out of the canyon climbing, but we finally found it. We have water. It really does exist. All right, well, we're coming to the end of the flats here.
Yeah. What do we have coming up, George?
Well, I'll tell you and all our readers, if you have issues with heights, you don't want to be on this trail from this point out. We're going to start climbing up the side of the cliff, and we literally ride cliff's edge all the way up and out of this canyon. Well, we're making our climb up and out of Kane Creek Canyon. As I said earlier, you're on the side of a cliff. I happen to be sitting at the most difficult obstacle. We're in the rock garden, and this is the wall within the rock garden. And normally these rocks aren't stacked here, and this is kind of the highlight of the day. So, Jenna, you came through here, you just drove it through, did it beautifully.
Well, thanks.
So what do you think about the rock garden? What would you tell somebody that's coming down here for the first time and running this when they're at the bottom and they're looking at this rock garden? What would you tell them?
Make sure you have a spotter. Walk through the garden before running it. Make sure you have a good spotter that can tell you where the rocks are, where to go, where not to go, where to place the tire.
Now, you say that, you want to have a spotter. What's that like when your instinct is telling you to go one way and your spotter's telling you the other, and we're on a cliff's edge?
Right. The spotter has a better angle. They can see where the rocks are, if you're going to hit your diff, if you're going to get stuck in a hole. They see all the angles. You just see the sides. So
you got to trust that spotter.
Yep.
And as Jenna was saying, it's so very important. This trail and being on the cliff's edge is not as bad as it feels. But when you're up here, trust your spotter. You got to have that communication. Well, here we are. We're at the end of our day. This is the last obstacle, and you've probably seen the background. We've already cleared the Jeeps, but just want to take a quick moment to say that this will give you your final challenge. Some stair steps, lots of loose gravel, nothing too terrible, but it'll give you a good time. You'll have fun. It's a nice end of the day.